It's Hare Krishna. I welcome you all to today's chapter 12, Daily Bhakti Yoga. Just doing the live stream. Let's quickly start. Okay, Hare Krishna, everyone. Let's start. Technical issue was there. We pray seek all blessings. We seek blessings from Shri Radha Govinda and we have our blessings to Shri Radha Govinda. Shri Radha Govinda ki jai. Okay, let's start with the Mangalacharan. ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपगदामयं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीरूपं सागजातं सहगणरि श्रीरूपं सागजातं रघुनाथमयितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् श्रीगणेशयिता शिलाकविश्य ललिता विधाकविताञ्च नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिते नामने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे विशेष शून्यवती पाशाह देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद राम हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. Okay, so we'll just go through the synopsis of chapter 11. What was being done in the Vishwa, no, in chapter 11, what was there in the Vishwarupa. So Krishna just saw, Arjuna just saw the Vishwarupa in the chapter 11, and he showed his Arjuna, universal form to Arjuna. So then and Arjuna's attachment was to two-handed, two personal two-handed form, right? Was not interested in the Vishwarupa because his Sakya Rupa was getting disturbed. He was bewildered by that, right? So now this, after seeing the Vishwarupa, the Bhakti Yoga, everything will be told by the Krishna will be as a personate form, right? Not as a personal form, not will be as a impersonal form. Now everything is established, right? He is talking about the Hare Krishna, everyone. Can you all hear me? Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Guruji, Hare Krishna Guruji.
Yes, Prabhuji. Voice was detected earlier or not?
It was lagging.
Yes, I guess Raj Lakshmi Mataji, you have been made host because no one else is host. You need to make me the host, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Hari Bol Mataji. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Okay. So was I audible during the synopsis? Hare Krishna.
Yes,
Yes, Guruji.
Prabhuji.
Yes, Guruji.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. 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 So Arjuna being attached to two and form wants to clarify his position, right? After hearing and seeing Lord's inestimable, personal influences, Arjuna again wants to hear about devotional service, right? Because everything has been seen. First chapter, the Arjuna started with the doubt that are some doubts. 5 questions were there. Then he, went to the Krishna explained in the second chapter the soul and all. Then the third chapter, Karma Yoga he discussed about. Then he discussed about. Some part of bhakti yoga, some part of buddhi yoga he basically discussed. Then dhyan yoga, then he discussed in the fifth chapter again karma sannyas yoga. Then the sixth chapter he told about the what how to do dhyan yoga, how to attain him through dhyan yoga. Then finally then we came to the seventh chapter, right? Attaining, how to attain the supreme, right? What I know, who is the supreme, right? Who is the absolute personality? The seventh chapter starts. Then how to attain him in the eighth chapter, we have gone there. Then in the ninth chapter, it's the confidential knowledge is revealed in the ninth chapter, right? Whatever we do should be done for the as a service to the Lord, right? Then 10th chapter came here, he asking for the Vishwarupa, the opulences of the Supreme has been discussed. Then he shows the opulence, right? He shows the Vishwarupa, that what is Vishwarupa is consist of, how Vishwarupa looks. Then finally the 12th chapter, the devotional service, because it's nectar to Arjun, right? It's nectar to Arjun that what is actually Bhakti Yoga as in a personal form, right? And to clarify his position as a devotee, and there are two things to clarify: as a position as devotee who works for Krishna, as opposed to a Jnani who renounces his work, right? To he's clarifying, he's just getting clarified the questions that were asked, in the five things, in the renunciation and all. He's getting clarify more and more, clarifying for us only, right? To clarify his position as being attached to the personal form of Krishna, right? There are two things. One is, to who, or as a jnani, to who renounces work, what is the position of a devotee, right? And secondly, as a personal form, as superior to universal form of unmanifested Brahman, right? To clarify his position, what is personally what I have to do the bhakti with you, and what is renouncing also and doing the bhakti, what is the position of the devotee in that. So 12th chapter will start from three parts, A, B, C. So first A part will be bhakti over impersonalism, right? Here the doubts and all will be, impersonalism will be gone. And 12.8 to 12 you will be progressive stages of devotion from highest to lowest, the Ashtapriya, Priya Ashtaka. Basically, in this, there are six stages. There are six stages of devotion. Krishna is telling that these are the six stages that one must follow, so that there various stages of devotion, right? Because he wants one to attain basically the Ananya Bhakti, the Krishna Prema. So he defines the stages, and these are the stages. You can do this, do this. If you can do this, go to the lower state, do this. So whatever suits you in the six progressive stage, do that at least, so that he makes very easy. He makes very easy for anyone, right? So just progress to the Ananya Bhakti. 12.13.20 will be the qualities that endear one to Krishna. Why? Who is dear to Krishna? Who is dear to Krishna? Krishna will tell in the eight things that these are the eight things. These are the eight qualities that qualifies one who to be dear to Krishna, right? So if we want to be dear to Krishna, these eight shlokas is very important. 12.13 to 20. Here comes Arjuna Vacha. Evam satata yukta ye bhakta swam parupasate ye chapyaksharam avyaktam tesham ke yoga vittamaha. Arjuna inquired, which is considered to be more perfect, those who are properly engaged in a devotional service, or those who worship the impersonal Brahman, the unmanifested, right? He is clearing doubt for everyone, right? Aksharam ye chapi aksharam avyaktam impersonal Brahman. The impersonal Brahman, are they are more perfect, or who are directly devoted to you, who are directly worshipping the deities, who are directly devoted to the personal form, who is better? He is getting the clearance that this impersonal form, having this or the, because he has shown the the Vishwarupa form, and then he has come to the two-handed form, right? So which is more perfect, Arjuna? Yeah, here which is better, impersonalism or impersonal? Two classes of transcendentalists are there, right? The personalist engages himself with all energy in service of the Lord, right? They get up in the morning, they do the Mangalacharan, then they go for the then they go then they do chanting, they are engaged in some or other activities, the Supreme Personality of God, right? So is this the personalism engages himself daily, right? But the impersonal, what they do, engages meditation. They go to the forest, they do the dhyan yoga, they do the gyan yoga, right? Or impersonal Brahman, the unmanifested. They think that there is some effulgence, and they will go and merge into it, right? So conclusion of every chapter of Bhagavad Gita attached to the personal, right? In every chapter, what is the conclusion? To attach to the personal form of the Lord, right? In the second chapter, living entities, spiritual spark, absolute truth is the spiritual whole, right? Right. Srila Prabhupada gives the example that we are the just small fire coming out of the big fire, right? With a small spark that is coming out of the big fire. That is the example he gives, right? So there also, he explains that Krishna also explains that he has a personal form, right? He is the individual. He explains in the second chapter. Then in Dhyan Yoga 6.47, he also told them who is the best yogi. Yogi nam api sarvesham mad gatidantar atmana shraddhavan bhajade nomam same yukta tamomata. Right, the one yogi who always abides me, and always think of me, has always have faith in me, who worships me with great devotion, right? Who is having always devoted to him, right? And keeps Krishna always in the mind, and I am in him. So he is the best of it. That is the opinion of the Krishna, right? In the seventh chapter, who is the absolute? The living entity is part and parcel of the whole, right? Anu Atma and Vibhu Atma. Anu Atma is atomic soul. We are the atomic soul, right? Anu Atma. Vibhu Atma is infinite soul. Infinite soul is the Supreme Personality Godhead, right? The Paramatma. So we are the part. Anu Atma is the part of Vibhu Atma. So living entity is part and parcel of the whole. Recommends one to transfer his full attention to him, right? And the eighth chapter, attaining the supreme. How to attain supreme? Anyone who thinks of Krishna at the time of death, right? He tells that how to at the time of death, what to think at the time of how to attain the supreme. Attain supreme is attained at thinking at the time of death, because you are changing the body. So it's better to go from this material body to the spiritual body. Spiritual body, for that to do, what you have to do, you have to follow the process. What is the process? Antakalicha mameva sparan mukta kalimaram. Right? Then the 8.5, he tells that, at the end of time, just remember me alone, right? The Krishna at the time of it, and at once goes to the spiritual sky, right? To the abode of, right, Krishna, right? So this is told in the eighth chapter. So in every chapter, the personal form is being recommended, right? You have to attain me, mam eva, right? Every time, he is saying that. Every time he is saying that, me only, and mad bhakta, right? Always. So he's always saying that devote to me. The patram pushpam phalam tom yoma bhaktya prakshati tadam bhakti upartam, right? So always he's saying to become devoted to me, not to some effulgence, not to some personalism, right? Nothing like that. He says me. He's every. I'm saying mom. Only way to have association of the supreme personal god is through devotional service, right? So in every part, he constantly he is saying one thing, it is common, that remember me, right? Remember me, be devoted to me, because even if we give some bhoga to the Krishna, we are not eligible, right? Srila Prabhupada used to tell that we are not, what do you think you are giving? We can't give anything. But what we are trying to offer is with love and devotion is the main thing, right? What can we offer, right? And there was, I couldn't remember the Goswami's name, but he had this Archa Vigrahas. He was so poor that the Archa Vigraha he had, he used to hang it by the tree, right? And he used to give the chapati which we used to get through begging and through bhiksha. So he used to give it to the Krishna, right? With Krishna, and he used to say to him, right, okay, what you are giving, what have you, no, even no salt is there, with this roti, this is stale, but he used to say that this is what I am getting, right? This is I'm offering to you, please have it. So he used to have it. Srila Prabhupada tells this story, right? He used to have it. He used to have it. The Krishna used to have it because the bhakta is giving with devotion. The devotion is necessary, right? Whatever in position we are, whatever we can devote to him with love. The love is necessary because we can't give anything, right? Who is already the Lord of everything? What can we give to him, right? This body is also his only. So this body is offered, so we have to take care of this body, right? We decorate this with the various tilikas, right? With the various tilikas at our body, we keep it clean, right? This is, this we do with body provided by the Lord. So this is the bhakti, right? This is devotion. So now Shri Bhagwan Vacha Mayyavesha Mano Ye Mam Nitya Yukta Upasate Shraddhaya Pare Upetas Tame Yuktaman Mataha. The blessed Lord said, he whose mind is fixed on my personal form, always engaged in worshipping me with great and transcendental faith, is considered by me to be the most perfect, right? He is saying that always, who is mind fixed on my personal form, right? My personal form, two-handed form, he's having personal form when it is fixed with great and transcendental faith, is considered to be the most perfect, right? If are constantly thinking of the Lord, he is the most perfect being, right? You can, if you have, so he recommends that, right? Because Archa Vigraha is not, it's not like some murti, some exhibition is there, or some, it's not like that. It's the supreme personality godhead. Since we are not eligible, we are not eligible to directly serve the supreme personality godhead, so he comes in the form, gives us the chance in Archa Vigraha. He doesn't move, right? The Archa Vigraha doesn't move. He stays there. Okay, now you serve me. It's like that. He allow you serve me. So what we do, we try to serve him, right? It is the practice, it is the practice. Archa Vigraha is having the full potency, right? It is having the full potency, right? All the potency it has equivalent to supreme personality godhead. So he waits, right? Okay, he is getting ready. He is getting ready how to serve. So we learn how to serve the Lord. We keep practicing. We keep practicing. Then we go to the his abode, right? Because then we become perfect. Because we will all the day we will think about, all the day and night we'll think about Krishna only, right? How to serve him, how to serve him. This is what is being done in the Goloka Vrindavan, right? Everyone is serving him, at one way or another, right? That is the thing, because Archa Vigraha is not like that. Yeah, some you cut some marble and you get that. No, it's Shastras have it, right? How to make Archa Vigraha, right? If you took the story of Narsimha of Mayapur, so Narsimha Dev of Mayapur, basically, he was not, he is very fierce, right? He is very fierce. Earlier in the Mayapur, all the gangsters and all used to come, and many has so many lives have been gone in the past in the Mayapur, when when temple was being made, that temple of Vedic planetarium, the Mayapur temple was being made. But so they planned that Narsimha Dev has to come now, because the devotees has to be saved. Because how much devotees will suffer, how much they will die, right? So many looters and plunderers used to come. So everyone decided, okay, the committee decided, okay, Narsimha Dev, Bhagwan, we need to let him. So Ugra Narsimha, the Narsimha Dev at the Mayapur is Ugra Narsimha. He is very fearful. He is very fearful, right? So what happened? So basically what happened? They gone to the some south. Some the karigar was there who is authentic in making Archa Vigraha as per the Vedic scriptures. So there is a fixed stone by which one can make this the Archa Vigraha, right? So many times the temple president used to go there, but they the basically the excavating though basically the architecture of that the sculptor of that basically used to deny that okay, I cannot make it because it's Ugra Narasimha, right? Whoever will make him, it will be his loss, right? It will he one cannot control the energy of the Ugra Narasimha Deva, right? So after two times, three times they tried, but he denied. Then he went to his his Maharaj, he had his Guru Maharaj and a sculptor one, and he asked that he denied first of time, but after some time, the Guru Maharaj had, his Maharaj, the sculptor Sir Maharaj, had had basically a message, through through at the night, during the dream, he had the message that please, please ask them to make, because, they are all Krishna Bhakta. So it's not, not to worry anything about, you ask him to make. So he told the scepter, you start making, right? After that, also 3-4 months, it was gone because the stone which is needed to make the Archa Vigraha, it has the carving which is having basically the insects lining, the lining are there at the stone, having basically that it's carved through. So it is live because that stone is basically living stone. Basically, it's not a dead matter, right? It is having a living stone. It is known as living stone. By that, the Archa Vigraha is made. So after some time, he got that in 3-4 months that Ugra Narasimha Dev was made. So after he finished, so he also called that okay, this is finished. So he said okay, it took 6 months around to make me, and I will keep in the outside. He also kept in the hut, and he said that okay, now I have spent so much time, let's go for 2 day outing. So he went with his family for 2 day outing, but Narasimhadev was Ugra Narasimhadev was ready. So what happened, after after one night, the next day, and at the night, all the villagers, the whole hut was burned down. So hut was burned down, so he was called that okay, your hut is burned down. So when he came back, all the things that were kept in the hut, everything was gone except the Ugra Narasimha Dev, right? He was in the middle, and everything was burned down, right? So he called immediately to the ISKCON Mayapur that he please come, please come fast. It is important to do the Abhishek of the Ugra Narasimha Dev. So the Ugra Narasimha then went to the Mayapur, and 2-3 days the his Abhisheka was done. He was the Pran Pratishtha was being done, and he started. So very powerful. Ugra Narasimha Dev is very powerful, right? He helps in the bhakti. It helps in the bhakti like anything. If someone some Vigna is there, him. After that, in the Mayapur, no gangsters, no looters, no plunders have attacked the Mayapur. After that, everything was controlled. So he takes care of his own devotees, right? So this is how powerful the deities are. Just for that, I told you this story. Hare Krishna. Lord Krishna opinion, right? We will go to the. So Lord Krishna's opinion. Those engaged in the devotional service are most perfect, right? Why most perfect? Because they fix their minds on my personal form. We are not focusing on something impersonal, right? We are focusing on Krishna 200 form. Worship me with great and transcendental faith, right? Always engaged in worshipping me, right? Always engaged. And actions in Krishna consciousness, Krishna conscious activity are non-material because everything is done for Krishna, right? It's not material, right? It's all transcendental, right? We are offering ghee lamb, diya lamb, right? We're taking, all the devotional service that way being performed, Krishna conscious activity that are being performed, are having. Sorry, just a minute. Right. So action in Krishna consciousness, it is not material, it is transcendental, right? A pure devotee is in full samadhi because of his constant engagement. Example, chanting, right? Hearing, cooking, shopping, right? Washing temple or dishes temple, right? Do not be a single moment, right? He is always engaged in the, in the service of the Lord because he's 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 basically involved. It is not like it is doing a survey with the varna system, right? It's not like that. It is transcendental to the varna system, right? It is transcendental. Everything being done in the temple is, it's transcendental to the varna system, because it is said that the Vaishnava, who serves the Lord, they're above the Brahmana, that who is basically having engaged, born in a Brahmana family but not engaged in a Krishna conscious activity. So any service doing in the temple is, it's transcendental and is a Vaishnava, right? So ये तो अक्षरम अनिर्देश्यम अव्यक्तम परिभाषते सर्वत्रगम अचिन्त्यम च कुतस्थम च अचलम ध्रुवम सनिया सन्नियम इंद्रियग्रामम सर्वत्र समबुद्धया ते प्राप्नुवन्ति मामेवा सर्वभूताहिते रतः. By practicing yoga, people try to stop the mind from thinking, but it is impossible. The goal of life is not to become unconscious, but to become super conscious, right? It is being told in the, all the yoga system, what? Think zero, think nothing, right? This is the goal of all the, meditation practices, that, empty your mind. Can you empty your mind? At not a single second of your, per day, you cannot empty your mind, right? Because this is Kali Yuga. Kali Yuga, it is not recommended like that, because it's very difficult, right? So what is recommended? You add something positive to it, because you cannot, but the Kali Yuga, it's not like you can, remove the negativity. Removing negativity in the Kali Yuga is impossible. So it's better to add the positivity, right? All the positive things you add. So what we add? We add the Hare Krishna mantra, the Naam Japa, right? We add the Naam to the positive thing to our life, right? One does that, then what happens? Basically it becomes, it becomes the whole consciousness get, converted to the transcendental consciousness. So one must become super conscious, right? Because thinking zero will make you unconscious, right? You have to serve the Lord, right? It is the basic purpose. Again and again Krishna is saying that but one wants to become unconscious, then what he will do, what he will serve. So one has to become super conscious of the supreme personality of Godhead, right? We have to realize Bhagwan. So, but those who fully worship the unmanifested, that which lies beyond the perception of senses, the all pervading, inconceivable, fixed, and immovable, the impersonal conception of the absolute truth, by controlling the various senses and being equally disposed to everyone, such persons engaged in welfare of all at last achieve. Right? Those who fully worship the for the unmanifested, he is saying, that which lies beyond the perception of senses, the all pervading, inconceivable, right? The impersonal conception of absolute truth, that the material effulgence, right? By controlling. But what one has to do? One has to become super conscious, not unconscious, right? So those who worship unmanifested will also reach Krishna eventually and surrender. So how to worship the unmanifested, that is being given here, right? But it takes time, right? It takes, it is difficult, it is difficult to do that. So characteristics of impersonal impersonal conception of absolute unmanifested. It's beyond sense perception. It's all pervading, right? It's inconceivable, right? One cannot imagine, right? How this soul is getting merged in that soul, right? How this material, and we are getting into the, and the supreme, and the Brahma Jyoti, we getting to merged in the Brahma Jyoti. It's unchanging, right? It's fixed and it's immovable, right? So how to worship then manifested? By controlling various senses, right? We said, we looked upon in the various yoga system, Krishna describes how the yoga systems are there. They control their senses, right? By being equally disposed to everyone, right? Now what he sees a dog and he sees a human being, he is equally, equally disposed to them, right? By engaging in welfare for all, right? Engaging in welfare for all. Difficult for any common man, much man is involved before the ultimate realization of full surrender takes place, right? Because if you fail, then that 6.4 to 6.41 will come, right? That you go to the, heavenly planets and come back, or you get birth in a, in a wise family. But that opportunity might be lost, right? Because if you didn't get the, didn't grab the opportunity, if you didn't start the, using the opportunity, then what will happen? You were come here for as a gold brick, and you will be, used as a, you will get used to as a paperweight only. So that is, that is the thing that we have to Think upon that. Is it possible? Is it we have to comment? Is it possible? Is it possible to do that much of penance? Are we doing it right now? Because it will take huge amount of time, right? It will take, by being equally disposed to everyone, it is not easy. It eventually will come in the bhakti yoga, right? The being equally disposed to everyone, it will eventually come in the bhakti yoga, right? That is a part of bhakti yoga. That for that you don't have to, basically, leave everything. You be there in whatever position you are, and you do the regulative, follow the regulative principle. That is all. क्लेशोऽधिकातरस्तेषाम् अव्यक्तशक्तचेतसाम् अव्यक्ता हि गतिर्दुःखं देहावाभिरवाप्यते. For those whose mind are attached to the unmanifested, the impersonal feature of the Supreme, advancement is very troublesome, right? Here, Krishna is saying himself that it is very troublesome. To make progress in that discipline is always difficult for those who are embodied, right? We are the embodied soul, right? Our soul has a body, right? So we are the embodied soul. So to make progress in that discipline is always difficult, right? It is very difficult, right? He himself is saying difficult. Now God is saying difficult. So you can think that it is difficult, right? So we have to be intelligent out of it, right? So path of impulsiveness is troublesome and very difficult. Two groups of transcendentalists are both ultimately bring to the same goal, right? There are bhakti yogis and the jnana yogis, right? Both are transcendentalists, right? So bhakti yogis, those person who are full Krishna consciousness, right? Engage in devotion service of the Lord. Jnana yogis, those who follow the path of inconceivable, unmanifested, right? Dhyana yoga, that we learned that there is the contemplation of the knowledge, right? Even contemplate of the knowledge, then try to achieve the, try to understand the, supreme soul. So there is a differences of practice in giving in impersonalists and impersonalists. They meditate, how they meditate. Impersonalists, they meditate on the formless, right? Difficult for embodied, right? If we meditate on the form of DT, right? Easy for embodied, right? We can see that there are 200 forms, right? Easy for us. Unmanifested is beyond the senses, right? It is beyond the senses, restricts the senses, right? Senses can perceive. Now in here we worship the deity. We can perceive, right? We can see the deity. There is a sound of the mantra. So our senses are engaged, right? So our senses are engaged at the right thing, right? It's not engaged in nonsense, right? But in the, impersonalist, one cannot, go to that sense. You must understand the Brahman through Upanishads. Learn the language Sanskrit, right? One has to basically learn the language, because why he has to learn? In the Upanishads, he has to get some knowledge. Now, for the knowledge, he should know, she should know the Sanskrit. He will learn Sanskrit, then he will try to the meaning of the, the shlokas, then he will contemplate on it, then will try to realize it. So by that, impersonalism is, progressing in the Hare Krishna, in the for the personalists, and they understand Krishna through devotional service. We do devotional service, and we try to understand what Krishna has said. Only two books we refer, right? Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, right? Only two books, right? Simple chanting Hare Krishna, guiding of bona fide spiritual. If you don't do that, just chant Hare Krishna and you keep following whatever your bona fide spiritual master is saying. That also will suffice, right? Simply by offering regulative obeisances onto the deity, hearing the glories of the Lord, eating the remnants of the foodstuff offered to the Lord. All our senses are being engaged in the service of the Lord, right? So which is more easy? You only think. So long practice makes it difficult to take up the bhakti, right? When the person is it is, you are totally, long, and there is no rasa, right? In the personal form, completely natural. We are the eternal servitor of the Lord, right? It is our natural tendency to be a eternal service of the Lord, right? An eternal servitor of the Lord. So since it is completely natural, so there will be no there will it is does not even require practice. Because we are bound to be eternal service that of the Lord, right? It is troublesome, yet, because there is no relationship with the Lord. Who will you fall back on, right? Only you cannot do that, right? But in the personal, misery is mitigated by relationship with Krishna, right? Right. The best example is Sudama, right? So what the Sudama, he didn't ask for anything from the Krishna, right? When he do, his wife told that go to the, Lord Krishna, he is your friend, he will give you. Still he went, but he didn't ask anything. But when he came back, everything was changed, because Krishna sees the heart. All the best palace, he had the best palace. Even that Lord Indra saw that, oh, such a beautiful, it was better than the Indra's palace, right? Such a beautiful palace was at the earth, right, for the Sudama. And all the, all the riches and everything was given. But Sudama didn't ask anything, right? This is the relationship with the Krishna, right? Because he doesn't care, because he is in love with, not because of the opulences of the Krishna. He is just there because, he is Krishna. He is the qualities of the Krishna, right? All the, he loves Krishna, right? He's not, he's a friend to Krishna, right? So it is a Sakhya rasa, right? So it depends on our own endeavor, right? Personally, depends on the own endeavor, right? Krishna, in the personally, Krishna delivers devotee from Maya, right? Why he delivers? Because Krishna himself recommends the process, right? Because since he is recommended, right, do this process. One process is saying that this is difficult, Baba. And second one, he is saying that, okay, this one, right? This one, the second one, right? That Krishna delivers, he basically saying that do this, worship me. Man mana bhava mad bhakto, right? He always saying out of paternal life, right? Out of paternal life. He is like a father, right? So by his causeless mercy, right? He is having mercy. So in terms of relation, Brahman relation, it's nirguna, right? Without qualities. Bhagwan relation in at some point it will saguna with form, qualities, right? These are the guna, right? He has form, that he has the qualities. Brahman is inconceivable. You cannot think, right? Bhagwan possesses inconceivable potencies. You cannot think of this potencies. That is the inconceivable part. How he is present, in the Krishna Goloka Vrindavan and at the earth at the same time, right? How he is there, how he is coming, right? This is inconceivable potencies he is having. He is all pervading, right? Brahman is all pervading. So Bhagwan is also all pervading by energy and as super soul. He gives the Ansha Matra, right? He Shirodaksha Vishnu is there, right? Ansha Matra he gives. So unchanging. Brahman is having unchanging, fixed and immovable. Bhagwan is unchanging, fixed and immovable. Both are same, right? One cannot perceive any opulence because of lack of activity, right? One cannot perceive it. But Bhagwan, possessor of six opulences, is full, right? In the Brahman, you cannot, perceive the activity is not there. So how the Brahman's, the opulence can be perceived? But Bhagwan is having a form, right? So he's having fixed six opulences, right? All the six opulences. In the Brahman, risk of not realizing absolute truth at the end, right? There's a risk, right? And the Bhagwan, since God himself is recommending, so now Krishna will catch hold of you, right? Even if you go from your, deviate from your path, if you fall down from your path, Krishna will catch hold of you because you tried to achieve it but you lost. No worries, okay? Because Krishna will take care of that, right? So success is guaranteed as nothing is lost. Because bhakti, if you did 20% bhakti in this life, the next life you start from the 21st%, right? It's not like it will be lost. So success is guaranteed. You will go up, not down. Bhakti is, it will be not like you will not regret even, in every part of your this life also, that okay, I did the bhakti, I did something wrong. I regret that doing bhakti. Never you will think like that, right? Never it will a day will come like that. Of course, it's bliss, right? It's blissful. It has the rasa. May realize the eternal and no, Satchit, in the Brahman, Satchit Anand one has to realize. So may realize the eternal, the Sat, the knowledge Chit, aspects of his original nature, right? Partial realization. But in the Bhagwan, realizes eternity. Knowledge, the Sat, Chit, and Anand, right? Bliss includes Brahman and Paramatma realization. So everything is realized here. And the Brahman realization, only the Brahman is realized. ये तु सर्वाणि कर्माणि मयि सन्न्यासमत्पारः अन्यान्येव योगेन मां ध्यायन्त उपासते तेषामहं समुद्धर्ता मृत्युसंसारसागरात् भवामि न चिरात् पार्थ मय्यावेशितचेतसाम्. So in this, basically he is saying that, personally I will take care of you. You are in the ocean. Personally, I will take care of you. So, for one who worships me, giving up all his activities onto me and being devoted to me without deviation, engaged in devotion service and always meditating upon me, who has fixed his mind upon me, O son of Pratha, for him I am the swift deliverer from the ocean of birth and death. Right? He is saying, I am the swift deliverer. He is personally delivering you, right? He is personally delivering you. He one by one, each and every soul who is being devoted to him, who is, without deviation, engaged in his devotional service continuously, always meditating upon him, right? Fix his mind upon him, right? What our mind thinks, everything, if it is thinking always of the Krishna, how to serve Krishna, what the, ecstasies with the Krishna, what we have, what I will have, what I will do with the Krishna, how to perform the activities with the Krishna, right? You are always thinking. So what Krishna will do? Okay, now come to me. Now come to me. He is personally coming, right? So now, there will be this six shlokas, So in this, basically, his stages of devotion, he will define that what are the stages of devotion. From eighth, he will start that living with Krishna by continuously fixing one's mind intelligence upon you. Okay, you do this. The best devotion is the Ananya Bhakti. Ananya Bhakti is what? Living with Krishna always continuously. It is coming, naturally, fixing one's mind intelligence upon him. This is Ananya Bhakti, one is doing. Okay, one you cannot do that. And nine shloka he recommends. Okay, then practicing the regulative principles of bhakti yoga. That's sadhana bhakti. One has to do sadhana bhakti to increase one's desire and ability to remember and obtain Krishna. To attain the eight shloka. To attain the Ananya Bhakti, what we do? Sadhana Bhakti, right? Whatever the orders of the spiritual master is there, he will follow, right? Orders of the spiritual master are, chant 16 rounds, do follow the four regulative principles. These are the orders, right? So these you follow, you do the sadhana bhakti to attain the Ananya Bhakti. What will have from the Ananya Bhakti? You will be always in bliss, right? In the Krishna Goloka Vrindavan, the Gopas and the Gopis are there, then Gopas are there, always playing with the Lord, right? Always in the youth, always playing with the Lord. They don't have to go to the office, they don't have to go to the, earn money, nothing like that. They're always preparing to have, loving exchange with the Lord. Always as a friend, always as a, always serving the Lord. Okay, eat this, always serving Him, right? So they are always blissful, till eternity they are doing this, right? And the 10th shloka, okay, you cannot do that, you cannot do the sadhana bhakti. Okay, surrendering, surrender all your work to the Krishna, right? Do for the Krishna. In the 11th, he says, you cannot do that. Okay, and surrender the Krishna and bring to Krishna the results of one's work, right? You do, karma sannyasi, right? You basically, the results of the work has to be, gone, surrendered to the Lord, right? All the, do that. If you cannot do that, okay, then do this. Then the 12th shloka say cultivating meditation or knowledge, right? You start, start meditation on the knowledge, right? मय्यैव मना अधत्स्व मयि बुद्धिं निवेशय नैव शिष्यसि मय्येव अतः ऊर्ध्वं न संशयः. Just fix your mind upon me, the Supreme Personality Godhead, and engage all your intelligence in me. Thus you will live in me always without a doubt, right? Here, all the Gopas are here. Always, you see this beautiful picture, right? They are serving the Lord, they are basically enjoying, enjoying with the Lord because they love Krishna, right? They are not here for these opulences, right? They're not here for his opulences. They are here for his love. And he is because he is, he is Krishna. They are just loving him. They're always engaged with him, always preparing, right? So this is how Krishna is. This is how Goloka Vrindavan, basically is like eternal bliss, right? Always serving with the Lord. Nothing, no powers are being going on, right? Right? No, nothing, right? Like that are going. They are eternally engaged with the Lord, right? To take state, perform devotional service by thinking exclusively of Krishna. Pure devotional service, right? What Arjuna is doing. Benefit, you will live in me always without a doubt. Fix mind upon me and engage all your intelligence in me, right? If you can do that, do this. अथा चित्तं समाधातुं न शक्नोषि मयि स्थिरम् अभ्यास योगेन ततो माम इच्छाप्तुं धनंजय. My dear Arjuna, O winner of wealth for whom? For Yudhishthir Maharaj, right? He used to is the winner of wealth for the Yudhishthir Maharaj. So he is called as Dhananjaya. Oh my dear Arjuna, O winner of wealth, if you cannot fix your mind upon me without deviation, then follow the regulative principles of Bhakti Yoga, sadhana bhakti, right? Abhyasa yogena tatum. In this way, you will develop a desire to attain me, right? You don't have currently desire. Okay, don't worry. You start, doing sadhamati. How you can do that? You follow your guru's, orders. You follow your guru's order, how he has said that. You follow that all the things, you will ultimately come to me. So, my dear Arjuna, right? So here is the second thing he gives. So if one cannot perform devotion, then follow the regular sadhana bhakti. Those who have not developed attachment for Krishna, then how to achieve the stage of pure love? By practicing devotion service with present senses. And how to follow regulations of devotion service? The guidance of the Guru. The qualifications to practice, anyone can practice, right? Anyone can practice. It's not, for some person, right? Guarantee of success, yes, there is surety of love of Godhead. Because Krishna himself is recommending this process, right? So there is a guarantee of success. This impersonalism giving that? No, they cannot give that. Abhyase pe, if you cannot do that, then do this. Come to the 10th one. Abhyase pe असमर्थोसी मत कर्मा परमो भव मदर्थम अपि कर्माणि कुर्वन् सिद्धम अवाप्यसि. If you cannot practice the regulations of bhakti yoga, then just try to work for me, because by working for me you will come to the perfect stage, right? If you cannot do any, ananya bhakti, sadhana bhakti, then just try to work for me. You try to work for me, right? Here, this, basically, this mistri, what he is doing, he is trying to, build the temple, right? He is trying to build the temple. He is decorating, he is making this pillar. So he's working for him, right? He is working for him. So if we work for, if we work for the Lord, then what will happen? Because if you can't do that, those things, you at least do, at least start working for me. Start doing some seva at the temple, something for the Lord. Start, distributing books like this. Anything, any kind of help, you can do out of it. Because if you don't have money everywhere, so you can start working from him, right? If you start working for him, then, that is also fine. So now gradually one will go to the sadhana bhakti then. So text 10. Perform first 8th or perform devotion service. No, cannot do that, then regulative principles followed. Then if you cannot do then work for Krishna. है ना? So how to perform work for Krishna? Based on 11.55. Sympathetic to the propagation of Krishna conscious movement, right? What Krishna loves, who propagates, who he says the glories of the Lord Krishna, like Narad Muni, right? Like who preach the Krishna consciousness, because it will help, one, if you're trying to help someone, you can, if someone is, comes to your door and, he's in a very, sad state, you first, greet him, and give him something to eat, right? First there should be affection, right? There should be some affection. You first you give something to eat, right? Then you ask, then you preach him, right? Then you preach him, right? You are in tension, right? Whatever tension is, then ask him to read the Bhagavad Gita, right? Chant the name of the holy name of the Lord, right? This is the propagation of the Krishna conscious movement, right? So every endeavor needs land, capital, or national labor like any other business, right? So similarly, ISKCON also needs that, right? So because we have to make, propagate the, the Krishna consciousness, a lot of money is involved, because there should be temple, there should be proper, arti, deity worships and all, right? All things have to be done, right? So can help build the temple, help and publication, etc. Right? One can do, because if you don't have time, you can give at least money. You don't do that. You are printing press. Okay, you ask that. Okay, I will print something. Right? That this kind of activities are basically transcendental. It's not material also. So if one cannot sacrifice results of his activities, at least sacrifice some percentage of his results, right? Some percentage of the results can be sacrificed, right? You cannot give everything, then you ask from the temple. That is, you can, one is very rare to do that. You give everything, then temple gives you back that, okay, this much you have, right? These are very less devotees in the like this in the temples. अथैतद् अपि अशक्तोऽसि कर्तुं मद्योगम् आश्रितः सर्वकर्मफलत्यागं तथा कुरु यतात्मवान्. If, however, you are unable to work in this consciousness, right, you are not accepting the Lord, right? You are not accepting the Lord, so you will not, this consciousness is not there currently, right? Currently, we are in that stage. Suppose that we are not able to, and that conscious that okay, I want to give the result, then try to act giving up all results of your work and try to be self-situated. Okay, you don't do this for the temple. Now Krishna is going more low, right? Okay, you can't do that. Okay, do this, that whatever you are doing, just don't claim that you have done that, that you are the self, you have done that. Don't think, rather think that everything, everything is being done, everything is being done by the nature and the results of your work. Don't think, don't have any claim on the results of your work, that you have done it, right? That because prakriti kriya marni gunai karmani sarvasa. So for that reason he is saying that act giving up all the results of the work and try to be self situated, right? By that, you will not incur any action, reaction to your actions, because you are not linked to the results, right? You are not caring about the results, right? You are unable to work with that conscious. You are not giving want to give on results to something else. So don't give that results to yourself also, right? The result should not be given, rather be self-situated, right? Whatever is happening, let it happen. To perform devotional service 8 from 9, not can do that. The follower sadhana bhakti cannot do that. Then work for Krishna cannot do that. Then try to give results of your work and say be self-situated. Right. So reasons why one may be unable to sympathize for Krishna conscious acts, and one can be, it can be socially linked, that he doesn't want to accept Krishna as the Lord, right? There are many, various bhajans are being made by on the name of Krishna. But if you ask them that Krishna is the supreme personality Godhead, they will deny, right? They will deny that no, they are singing the Krishna's bhajan. People sympathetic, people being people having affection for Krishna, and they know who knows the supreme personality Godhead will buy their album. They are getting payment because of that. We are getting earning amount of that, but still they will not accept the supreme personality Godhead Krishna, right? So this is this is the status of Kali Yuga. So there might be family reasons, there might be religious considerations or any other impediments, right? So he recommends this, right? Okay, we can't do that because it's not, we are not teaching anything, for some religion of the Hindu and like that. We're not teaching like that. We are not preaching on the context of that. We are preaching on the base of the philosophy is there. The philosophy is there. So giving up the results of your work. So recommendation is sacrifice the accumulated results to some good cause, right? You try to if you cannot some good cause, right? Whatever the preaching is a very good one, right? Social services can be there, right? So how that helps, one may gradually elevate to the state of knowledge, right? Because his money will be spent in basically the pious activities. This is the principle, this is the philosophy here. So if the pious activities are accumulated more and more, then Lord will see that, then he will have mercy on you, and gradually one will able to go about to that level. So national service, community service, maybe an example is that charity to hospitals, social institutions, NGOs, right, which are doing good. So such sacrifices of hard and results purify the mind, and one can gradually understand Krishna consciousness, right? So this is one can do that. श्रेयो हि ज्ञानम अभ्यासात् ज्ञानात् ध्यानं विशिष्यते ध्यानात् कर्म फल त्यागाचान्ते अनंतरम. If one cannot do that also, if one cannot take to this practice, then engage yourself in cultivation of. You cannot do this also, you're not doing work, any kind of work, then at least try to cultivate some knowledge, right? Try to cultivate some knowledge. Better than knowledge, however, is meditation, right? If you cannot better than that is not meditation, and better than meditation is renunciation of the fruits of action. He is saying that going above, for by such renunciation one can attain peace of mind. So one cannot try to cultivate knowledge, try to learn something better than that, but what is there, try to do the meditation, right? And better than that, what the fruits of your fruits of your action should be renunciation, the renunciation fruits of action, right? Here one Mataji used to give all his all his fruits to Krishna, right? And she didn't worry about what will I get, right? What will I have? He gave all his fruits to the Krishna's, right? Such a sweet pastime. So like this, all the chances we have got. From the eight that having. So from the eighth, mind fixed on Krishna, we come to the follow of regulative principles, then we come to the work for Krishna, right? If you cannot engage, right, giving up the results of your work. If you cannot do that, then results of the, then you try to cultivate of knowledge, right? Brahma Jnana, knowledge of the soul. Result of the knowledge, one understand his real position, right? He will attain that what is his real position. The knowledge will develop into meditation, and one can gradually understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead, right? Because if one try to do some meditation, then definitely you will try to understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead, right? Now, why renunciation of fruits is mentioned is better than meditation? Because although karma yogi is lowest on the yoga ladder, Krishna says that it is better than meditation, right? Because you are doing something, right? You are not you are not sitting, right? Because he is not recommending Arjuna to sit back, go, leave everything. Rather, he is recommending karma yoga because it is more practical, and it does not disturb the mind with harsh and impractical requirements of renunciation, right? Because your mind is it always go here and there, right? It always go to the whole universe, right? So it is important to get hold of it. The progressive stages of devotion are there: fixed mind in Krishna, 8, then 9, then sadhana bhakti, then work for Krishna, then renunciation, cultivation of knowledge, and meditation, right? The lowest state, indirect. We come to the last part, the qualities that Indians want to Krishna. The Krishna loves whom, right? Krishna loves whom? The one who is not envious but is a kind friend to all living entities, who does not think himself a proprietor and is free from false ego, who is equal in both happiness and distress, who is tolerant, always satisfied, self controlled, and engaged in devotion service with determination. His mind and intelligence fixed on me. Such a devotee of mine is very dear to me. Right? One who takes sufferings as Krishna's kindness to avoid reaction, right? All the suffering he says that it's the mercy of the Krishna. Advaita, non-envious, kind to everyone, even to his enemy, right? Considers all reactions as a result of one's past misdeeds, right? Tatte anukampa, right? Srimad Bhagavad Gita takes distress as the Lord's mercy. I deserve much more, but the Lord has given me less, right? He is santushta, he is satisfied. Whatever comes by the Lord's grace does not over endeavor to achieve something. Say nirmamo, he is no sense of proprietorship. Devotees does not attach much importance to the pains and troubles of the body, right? They are pandita samadarshana, right? And they are, they are equally equipoised in every situation. So free from false ego, they are equipoised in happiness and distress. Radha nishchaya, right? Determined, they are always determined, tolerant, never disturbed by any circumstances, right? Yat Atma, self-controlled, completely perfect mistake, right? Because completely fixed in instructions of spiritual master. We are following the orders of spiritual master, right? So it is better. We are completely fixed, right? Perfect mistake. Mai arpita manu buddher. My dear Lord, one who earnestly awaits for you to bestow your causeless mercy upon him, all the while patiently suffering the reactions of his past misdeeds and offering your respectful obeisances with his heart, words, and body, is surely eligible for liberation, for it has become his rightful claim. Right? He is saying here that who is, he is thinking that everything is the mercy of the Lord only, right? He is bearing the pain, whatever he is getting because of his past, because he knows that it is done by him only, right? So some reaction will come, right? But it will come in a low, in a very low form. This is told in the Bhagavatam. So what is the thought process? The thought process of a devotee in a distressful condition. What he thinks that Lord, it is the Lord's mercy upon him. How this Lord's mercy? He thinks, thanks to my past misdeeds, I should suffer far greater than I am suffering now. But Lord has reduced the pain, right? He does that by Lord's mercy. I am not getting all the punishment I am due, just getting a little. We are getting the just minute amount of it. It is 100%. We are getting 10%, 1%. He thinks this person is acting as my enemy due to my own past misdeeds. So it is better to suffer than to protest. Right? So, instrument of my karma. So what is the result of thinking this way? He is always calm, quiet, and patient despite many distressful conditions, right? Because you know that it is your karma only which is, bouncing back or coming back, right? And that is at a low level. So you have to be quiet, calm and quiet because Lord is taking care out of it, right? It's His mercy, right? Nor is He envious of anyone or disturbed by their behavior or become His enemy's enemy, right? He becomes eligible for the liberation. यस्मान् नोद्विजते लोको लोकान् नोद्विजते च यः हर्षां शर्ष वयोद्वेगैर्मुक्तो यः स मे प्रियः. He for whom no one is put into difficulty and who is not disturbed by anxiety, who is steady in happiness distress, is very dear to me. Never causes distress to others, right? Not get affected by others, right? One who never causes distress to others, right? This is, this is very important because devotee is always engrossed in Krishna conscious material, right? So material circumstances cannot move him, not disturbed by anyone. Such a state is obtained by Lord's grace, right? Right, Prahlad Maharaj, right? Huge, huge fire. He is in the fire kundi. He is sitting with his, everything sitting with his bua. But what happened? He is not fearing. He is keep chanting Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya because he is no, he is he is devotee of the Lord, always in Krishna consciousness, enjoying the Krishna consciousness, right? He is having full faith in the Lord, so it does not affect others. No one is put into anxiety, difficulty, fearfulness, or dissatisfaction by such a devotee because he is kind to everyone. He bow down to his father also. He sometimes he tried to kill him many times, but still he always bowed down to his father also. अनपेक्षा सुचेतक्षा उदासीनो गत्वतः सर्वारंभा परित्यागी यो मद भक्ता समे प्रियः. A devotee who is not dependent on the ordinary course of activities, who is pure, expert, without cares, free from all pains, and who does not strive for some result is very dear to me, right? One who is not and not dependent on the ordinary course of activities. Yeah, here is beautiful picture of Sudama, right? His wife is telling that go, we are so poor, we don't have anything to eat. You go and ask your friend, he is your friend, he is the Lord, right? He is the Lord. Go and ask him for his help, right? He said no, but one day he gone just because his wife told, right, to go, right. He went there, he met him, he discussed all the pastimes, right, all everything was done, right. Such a beautiful pastime it is. Who is pure, expert, without cares, free from all pains, right, and who does not strive for some result, right. The devotee does not strive for any kind of result, right. He does not care because he knows that everything is being done at the will of the Lord. Whatever is happening, it is at its best, it is best because nothing best can happen, whatever happening is happening the best. यो न हर्षति न द्वेष्टि न शोचति न कांक्षति शुभाशुभ परित्यागी भक्तिमान यह सब मे प्रियः. One who neither grasps pleasure or grief, who neither laments nor desires, and who renounces both auspicious and inauspicious things, is very dear to me. Who is very dear? Who neither grasps pleasure or grief. He doesn't care about the pleasure or the grief. He is neither caring about the lamenting or desiring anything. He's renouncing both auspicious and inauspicious. He doesn't care about it, right? Because everything is happening at the will of the Lord. That kind of, if that kind if we are thinking, then he is very dear to the Krishna. So neither rejoices nor grieves over material gain or loss, right? In the laments of desire, not anxious to get a son or disciple, not laments by getting them. Transcendental, in fact, face of all kinds of auspicious and sinful acts, right? He is transcendental, prepared to accept all kinds of risk for Lord's satisfaction. Nothing is an impediment in the discharge of devotional service, right? Bhaktiman devotee, the most essential quality from which all other qualities appear. समसूत्रौ च मित्रे च तथा मनापनायो शीतोष्ण सुख दुःखेषु समसंग विवर्जितः तुल्यनिन्दास्तुतिर्मौनी संतुष्टो येन केनचित् अनिकेत स्थिरमतिर्भक्तिमान में प्रियो नरः. One who is equal to friends and enemies, who is equipoised in honor and dishonor, heat and cold, happiness and distress, fame and infamy, who is always free from contamination, always silent and satisfied with anything, who doesn't care for any residence, who is fixed in knowledge and engaged in devotional service, is very dear to me, right? He is equal to friends and enemies both. That simple one must be, right? That simple that he can reveal anything to his friends, anything to his enemies. He doesn't care. He is equal poison honor, dishonor. Whatever honor or dishonor will get out of it, he doesn't care about. He will be equal in heat and cold, right? This is the beautiful picture of Maharaj Amrisha. Durvasha Muni is, great devotee of the Lord. Amrish Maharaj, great devotee of the Lord. He was trying to, kill the Amrish Maharaj, but he engaged all his senses in the Krishna conscious activity, devotional service, all the activities was engaged, doing Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, and then Archanam, Vandanam, Path Sevanam, right? And Sakhyam, Dasyam, and Atmanivedanam. He was completely, all the 9 activities was being by Maharaj Ambrish, and finally, Lord said that, okay, you don't punish him, right? Lord appeared and, saved him, right? So one is unaffected by material emotions. Sama satrau cha mitre cha, equal to friends and enemies. Manapanyohu. So manapanyohu, equipoisant duality. Sangha vivarjita, always free from contaminating association, right? We should know what kind of association. Are we doing sadhu sangha or we are doing demon sangha, right? We need to get clear of it. Aniketa does not care for any residence. Moni, silence, implies to speak only of essentials. Most essential speech to speak to the of Supreme Lord. Santushto yena kena ched. Satisfied, happy in all conditions. Sometimes get palatable food and sometimes not. Right? Always happy. Right? Always serving. Right? Sthiramatir. Fixed in determination and knowledge. Bhaktiman, always engaged in devotional service. So Krishna consciousness is a good qualification. What are these? There are 3 qualifications, right? One who wants to be recognized as devotee should develop all good qualifications, right? Of course, one does not extraneously endeavor to acquire these qualifications because engagement in Krishna consciousness and devotional service automatically helps one develop them, right? So what we have to do, we have to follow the Guru's order. Right? Keep chanting, 16 rounds and following regulative principles. If you do that, what will happen? All these qualities will automatically come. So one who is not a devotee has no good qualifications, right? It won't come. So we do that, we do the chanting. The qualities that endears one to Krishna, is tatastha lakshanam. Eight lakshanam. We see tathastha lakshanam. Eight. These qualities are not independent of bhakti, right? Bhakti is needed in that. They automatically result from surrender to Krishna. Sarva dharman parityayam, right? We do that, then it is needed. Swarupa lakshanam. Essential, right? Ancillary. Tathastha lakshanam, ancillary lakshanam, right? Ancillary. It is secondary. Tathastha lakshanam is secondary. Swarupa lakshanam, it is essentially. So bhaktiman devotee, the most essential quality from which all other qualities appear. Attitude towards oneself. How is attitude towards oneself? Nirmam, free from sense of proprietorship. One free from false ego, knows that I am not the body. Right? Pain free, free from all endeavors. No endeavors unless and until it is for Krishna. Right? Dealing with other living entities. How to deal with others? Non-envious even to the enemy. Equal to friends and enemies. Udasina, without cares. Right? Always free from contaminating association. He is silence. Reaction when things happen to him, what his attitude towards the reaction that is happening, he's satisfied, he is tolerant, he is daksha, he is expert, right? Self-controlled, completely perfect mistake, right? He's equipoised in happiness and distress. He's anapeksha, he is neutral, he is suchi, he is pure, right? Neither rejoices nor grieves over material gain or loss, neither laments nor desires. Transcendental in face of all kinds of auspicious and inauspicious sinful acts, equipoised in dualities. Dealings with the Lord. How to dealings with the Lord he is having? He is determined. His mind, intelligence fixed entirety upon the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Engaged in devotional service. He is fixed in him. Yes. So ye tu dharmam tram idam ythoktam paryupashate shaddadana mat parama bhaktasthetiva me priyaha. He who follows this imperishable path of devotional service and who completely engages himself with faith making me the supreme goal is very, very dear to me. Right? This path is imperishable, right? It won't go, right? Here's the photo of the Bilamangala Thakur, because he was such a great devotee, because his senses, his eyes were, going here and there, and his eye sense, he was not satisfied because it was going in here. He removed his eyes, he basically, damaged his eye, so that he constantly remember Krishna. So Krishna used to sit beside him and listens to his bhajans. His bhajans were very nice. Bilamangala Thakur's bhajans were very nice, and Krishna himself used to come and sit beside him to listen to his bhajana. So such a pure devotee of the Lord. The dearest of all is one who makes Krishna as the goal of our life, right? So our goal is Krishna. So one becomes dearest, right? They follow this imperishable path of devotional service, right? It will not be perished. Make Krishna as the supreme goal of their life. Completely engage themselves with faith. Right? Hare Krishna. This chapter took a long time, but this is the Bhakti Yoga which we are, we are trying to attain, and it is necessary that we know that what Lord wants, right? How we become dear to Him, so that we can, go back to Godhead very fast. Okay, one more thing I need to show you today. Okay, I will first,